as a specialized digital grantee of the African Union and European Union Youth Action Lab program, Building Blocks for Peace Foundation is working with amazing young people across Africa and Europe, using the Power to Voices platform to amplify youth voices, strengthen advocacy skills, and shape impactful sustainable policies. Building Blocks for Peace Foundation convened the Youth for Peace and Climate Bootcamp.
It's my honor to formally welcome you to the 2026 Youth for Peace and Climate Bootcamp holding here in Abuja. This gathering marks a significant milestone in our collective efforts to strengthen youth leadership and engagement at the intersection of peace building and climate resilience in Nigeria. This bootcamp is holding at a critical time in our nation's social and political situation, especially as it relates to persistent violent conflicts and social crimes.
The federal government of Nigeria recognizes that young people are not merely beneficiaries of policies, but critical stakeholders and drivers of national development. This bootcamp is therefore not just a training program, it is a platform for transformation. It is an opportunity to build your capacity as peace ambassadors and climate advocates.
On behalf of the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, I wish to congratulate the Building Blocks for Peace Foundation and other partners for their unwavering commitment to strengthening the capacity of young people and empowering them as agents of change.
Nigeria is facing unprecedented climate-related crises, from devastating floods to prolonged droughts, which are exacerbating conflicts over resources, displacement, and insecurity. Climate change could cost Nigeria between 6% and 30% of its GDP by 2050 if no concrete adaptation action is taken.
In November 2021, Nigeria's National Action Plan on Youth, Peace and Security was adopted, built on key pillars like participation, prevention, protection, partnerships, and reintegration. Yet, limited awareness and capacity have slowed its transformation into real action.
Once you pass JOS, the rest you are seeing is nothing, no trees. It's a big issue. It's one of the biggest threats that Nigeria is facing. But what is causing climate change? Emissions, energy use, largely from heavy energy use. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to move away from that form of energy that is increasing greenhouse emissions.
The burden of climate change impact is disproportionately felt by people. Africa contributes less than 7% of global emissions, but the biggest impacts of climate change is in Africa. So there's an element of inequality between communities, within the nation, and then between nations. So justice is about how do we address those issues of inequality.
Climate change does not respect boundaries. So if there is climate change impact in one region, people could be displaced beyond the boundaries of that immediate region. So there's need to regulate the movement of people from one region. There should be a guideline such that movement of people with the animals from one region to another should not result to conflict.
Building on insights from the Power to Voices platform, empowering young peace builders with practical skills, tools, and networks.
Conflict is inevitable. If you are thinking of a time that there won't be conflict, you are joking. Because you are a product of conflict. Hope you know that. Conflict is that thing that make you a human being and make you different from the other person.
It's impossible to have peace without justice. At the root of every conflict, there are grievance issues. If you don't address those grievances in a manner that each of the parties feel that justice has been served, it's not possible.
Personally, one of the takeaways I have for this program is peaceful approach to everything. I don't believe violence solves anything, and one of the things that we've learned so far is a peaceful approach to things in how we engage with communities, and we engage with government agencies, and also how we engage with other organizations that are also together in this objective that we're trying to achieve.
One thing that stood out for me when it comes to this particular program is how it deepened and sharpened my understanding as it relates to peace, climate action, and the social aspects, the human and livelihood in general, and how the structure of the program, how they break it down. Because first we were exposed to what is peace itself, the concept of conflict. How do we even know there is lack of peace and where it originated from, and what we can do to prevent conflict from escalating.
So one of my major key takeaway is that we've seen ourselves as change makers during all of the sessions that we've had from the doctors and all of our facilitators. I've seen myself as a change maker. I'm going back into those communities to be able to also support them in understanding this thing, and also doing like a TOT, which is like a step down activities for young people on the ground to take action, especially looking at the peace and also peace nexus around our communities.
I am from Iyala State in Nigeria, in Anambra, and we all know about the IPOB and the unrest it caused. It has cost us peace in this community, in my community. And so I'm going to take back the skills I've learned here in order to enhance peace and development in accordance to climate change too.
When we spoke about the National Action Plan on Youth and Peace and Security, I decided that, okay, let's look at State Action Plan, and maybe we'll start it from the networks we are building where I belong with the state government. We look at streamlining it as it's contextualize it with our own state in Oyo State. So we'll have Oyo State's action plan on youth and security issues.
One very important takeaway from this very bootcamp is that climate change and peace building is interconnected. They cannot be separated, and that issues related to climate such as flooding, desertification and others are affecting our communities. But when young people are empowered, we can really work in ensuring that we make a difference through collective action and sustainable implementation.
Before this bootcamp, I didn't know there was an action plan, that empowers the youth rights or the youth movement and participation in peace and security. But I am able to understand that not just the youth needs to come out, but there is a backend, a policy backing the youths and their involvement and engagement in peace and security.
Understanding the combination, how integration of climate action and peace building, how it relates. Because look at the aspect of resource scarcity. When there's issues of resource scarcity, it brings aspect of conflicts. So integrating all this, it brings peace building within the community, and people will be able to understand issues and address issues.
The combination, the climate and peace building is we cannot separate. To bring peace, we need to keep the climate clean.
I will ensure that our current activities integrate climate action. For example, in Kaduna, we are currently working on ensuring the domestication of the youth peace and security agenda at the local government level. So I would ensure that we integrate climate action into it, and we importantly include youth and communities.
I will engage the youths, mobilize the youths in activities of planting trees, climate agriculture, so that it protects our environment as well. Looking at the context where we are, there are conflicts around. So I will mobilize the youth to work collectively together in issues of awareness creation in the community.
We are in a process to replicate, to copy it, the bootcamp in our country, in Ethiopia. We are in a process, but so many lessons are here. We will take the experience, how they organized, how they prepared the manuals, the training materials, how they invite the high-profile scholars. Yeah, we'll take this lesson and we'll organize bootcamp in Addis Ababa.
For us, the issues of climate change is one that we cannot,
overemphasized. And if you look at Nigeria and even by extension the West African sub-region, you see that the issues of climate injustice are also issues that must be addressed. Climate change, is causing a lot of violent conflict in Nigeria and has resulted in the death of several people across the communities that we live in. So the idea behind this Youth for Peace and Climate Bootcamp is to equip young people who are majority of the population of the communities where these issues happen, to equip them with the skills, to equip them with the competencies to address issues of insecurities, violent conflict, and also issues of climate injustices that we are confronted with.
Participants engaged in key learning visits to Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution, the Kuka Center, and Nikkei Art Gallery, exploring the climate peace-security nexus in line with national and global frameworks.
Peacemaking is a craft. It's like building a structure. Each of the blocks must be well fitted, well fit. If the blocks in these structures are not, we won't be here, isn't it? So it's the same thing with peace building. The Building Block Foundation and the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution are partners, and I proudly and unashamedly, associate with them and their work that they do not only for Nigeria but across the West African region.
As youths, I think you have a lot to do in terms of peace building. Our environment is becoming waterless, treeless, and naked. If you go around Yobe State, you dig borehole, you can't even find water anymore. But the worst is the illegal mining and extraction that is taking place and the impact. And I think and I hope that the environment will take the center stage in your campaign and your advocacy. At the Kuka Center, we are free, we are open to really work together. You can send us a formal letter to work together and see. And some of you guys support us during our intervention.
Kuka's Foundation. The session was mind-blowing. Like I mentioned, sometimes we're outside the bubble. We don't know that this is what people are actually going through. And it's very important that these conversations are had. And I'm so happy that it actually broke down very important things that we need to know, real life situations, not just some of us coming from the Southwest trying to provide solutions that will probably not work, but people that are working on the field, that are in the field, that are experiencing these conflicts, they can speak to it.
There's a peculiarity to every challenges each state face as regards to climate change and how this affects our communal security. During this boot camp, I've learned a lot about the reasons why we have insecurity is not necessarily because the people in the community are bad, but because everyone wants to survive, and the resources that are needed to survive are now in constraint due to climate change and climate actions that's actually been encroaching on our lands and resources. Let's talk about the herders and the farmers that are always clashing all over the country.
Today, as part of the bootcamp activities, we had the opportunity to visit relevant organizations working on issues of peace and climate change in Nigeria. We visited the Institute for Peace and Conflict Resolution to hear firsthand about how that government institution is contributing to national peace building efforts. We also visited the Kuka Center, where we also listened to the leaders of the organization on how that organization is contributing to peace building in Nigeria through the National Peace Committee and through their different programs. So that's what we've been doing with this bootcamp.
The expected outcomes of the bootcamp are to strengthen young people's capacity to design and implement climate-sensitive peace initiatives, empower youth to take ownership of the YPS agenda, enhance collaboration with key stakeholders, and amplify youth-led peace efforts. Ultimately, it will generate actionable policy recommendations and strengthen networks across the Power to Voices platform and African Union and European Union grantees. Through this bootcamp, Building Blocks for Peace Foundation is shaping a generation of youth leaders, driving peace, climate action, and sustainable impact across Nigeria.